Okay, so today is October 1st of 2024, and we're just going to go over the outlook as well as the yesterday's price action. Uh, all right. Okay, so yesterday's price action was actually pretty good. Um, I had expected price to draw lower, maybe sweep some sell side down here, down here, and that's exactly what happened. Um, Obviously, I did not expect for this reversal, but it makes logical sense that it reversed after the sell side was taken. But again, so yesterday price opened up in the 5790 area and here in the 230s area. And again, what I wanted to see is I wanted to see price reject 50% of this range from this high to this low here. Same thing here from this high to this low here. I wanted to see a rejection of that 50%. And so coming into the that was my bias coming into the morning. Um, I had noticed a gap here, and I had noticed another gap here. Okay, the one with the green line. And so I had outlined these areas here to see if maybe we rejected price in that area, and that's exactly what we got going into the afternoon session. Now the morning session I did look to get short, and for some reason I was thinking that price would reject this area here, so I went short here, got stopped out almost immediately, which is fine. I think I only lost maybe 1.5 points because due to slippage, my entry was actually a little higher than I had than the limit order that I set in. But again, the fact that the slippage allowed my entry to go in a couple of ticks higher was actually better for me, because to me, the higher the price, the better my entry would have been for a short. And again, we did get that quick draw lower, but then we actually drew higher, and my stop were these relative equal highs here. So lesson learned again. And so after I took that loss, again, I think it was 1.5, 1.75 points, which is really nothing. Um, then after I swept these highs, I had expected price to come up and sweep these highs. But the one thing the one thing I noticed was that price did create SMT with this candle here, with this candle's high. Same thing here. Price created SMT with this high and this high and this high and this high. So I began to look for a short here. And the crazy thing about it is I was enamored with the entry, but the fact that we did not, that my model was not clearly there, kind of well, it came back, not necessarily to bite me in the ass, but it came back, and I realized why I got stopped out. So um, this is what I was looking at. As soon as price rejected this area here, I entered a short right here. Okay, and I wanted actually to see price go down to these lows so I could cover down here, but I actually ended up covering here after price swept the initial morning low. But that was on NQ. The reason why I covered here, and I'm glad I did, was because I actually had taken another short here, and it was where was it actually? Oh, it was right here. After I saw price start to reject this mitigation block here, right? So here we have nothing. We have a draw higher, close above, draw lower, close below, draw higher, close above. And right here, as soon as this body started close right at that point, and the next one, a couple of ones started to close within it, I took a short. I think it was right here. Yep, right here at 84.75 to the tick exactly. And so what I wanted to see is I wanted to see a draw lower, lower, lower. We did not sweep this low. By this time, I was thinking about just covering it, but I was like, you know what? Maybe we will draw lower. And the hint as to why I should have just covered and not have held on to it, was clear because here we have displacement higher, right? And during this displacement, I should have just taken it off, but I ended up covering right a couple of ticks below break even because I did not want to see price come back up to this area. I wanted to see price just continue to draw lower, and the fact that we were already within like at 10:30, as you can see here, time was important. So at 10:30 just happens to be another one of the macros. So at 10:30, I just went ahead and covered that entry short, and so by this time I was already in the green because that initial, actually it was right here. I took a short right. Where was it? I think I took a short right here, and then I got stuck right here. So for 1.50 points, 1.50 points. There you go. There. So I got stopped here, and then with this trade here, was able to make some dough and then some. And then with this one, I took a couple extra bucks. But anyway, so once I realized that price did not work out, I didn't even come back for the 11 macro. Well, I did, but I just kept watching price, and I didn't want to trade anymore. Why? Because we had a 1350 speech with Jay Powell, and so I actually came back for the 1300 macro because I knew that if we were where I had expected to be, then maybe I would maybe give it a give it a go before he starts speaking, and then maybe we get continuation during his speech, and that's exactly what happened. So I came back for the 1300 macro, and I noticed the price did sweep these highs here. But what happened was during the 10 o'clock macro, actually the 11 o'clock macro candle, the 11 candle, 1 hour candle, kept sweeping highs, whereas the actually it was 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock 1 hour candle held this high, and NQ did not sweep that. It swept these highs here, but it did not sweep that there. So that is SMT to me between this high and this high. And as you can see, this high and this high. So I began looking for an entry, but first what I wanted to see is I wanted to see displacement lower after price swept this high here. As you can see here during the 12:30, it just kept drawing lower. It started at 12:30. Here, same thing, started drawing lower, but here is where I saw my entry. After price closed down here, created an inverse here, same thing here, created an inverse. Not only that though, but price had already swept sell side and then buy side. When you're looking to get short, you want to see sell side get swept first, then buy side. Not only that though, but you also have to see an agreement on multiple time frames. And the agreement was after price swap, sell side and buy side. You wanted to see something. You wanted to see the lower time frames in agreement, and that's exactly what we saw here. First price swept sell side right here, then price swept buy side, and then again buy side. Same thing here, swept sell side, then again buy side swept here. Price is placed lower, closed below here. I entered right here somewhere. I'll show you exactly where I went. Yep, right here. So price is placed lower. I entered right here after price closed below this breaker block right here. Along with this imbalance here, I entered somewhere around here, and I actually held all throughout this price action here and added a second go around here. Actually, I think I have the entries. I'll show that later. Uh, and so yeah, entered short here, added more here, and I actually covered my first one here, and then the last ones I covered into these areas down here for a pretty good profit on micros. So outlook for today, and I'm going to go to the 4 hour. outlook for today. So yesterday was the close of the month. So I'm gonna zoom out to the monthly here as soon as I connect the data. Um, we displaced higher, but I don't think we continue to draw higher here into all-time highs. What I think will happen is I think we sweep these highs, which are relative equal highs. Let me add that. Yep, which are relative equal highs on ES. Then then we draw lower. Same thing here. I don't think we sweep this one, which showcases SMT. If that happens, that's one of the scenarios I want to see. SMT at these highs where ES sweeps the highs, but NQ doesn't. NQ maybe trades up to this area here and then continues to draw lower. Why? Well, because on the daily, I see a candle formation. Yesterday, price swept sell side, covered, and closed within the previous candle. Same thing here. Price swept sell side, covered within the previous candle. Not necessarily the candle body, but within the previous candle high and low. Okay, so what I want to see today, I want to see price sweep Friday's high, and then we displace lower. I want to see if we sweep Friday's candle on NQ, that's fine too. But after that, I want to see displacement lower for me to try to catch this whole move here. And I do think that we're going to be very fluid today. We do have news at 9:45 for PMI, and then at 10 we have JOLTS. I always forget what JOLTS means, but it's a pretty important high impact news, so I do expect price to be very fluid today. Let's see what this is. All right, just got a text, so let me just go ahead and mute that. So I'm still leaning bearish. I'm still leaning bearish to have price attack these lows here. The reason why I'm also bearish is because the candle pattern is similar to that of the candle pattern from here. As you can see here, with this candle here, price swept the high, then swept the low and drew higher, swept the high, swept the low, and then drew higher. Here we have we have these candles that I'm watching on the daily though. I want to see price sweep the high, sweep the low, so we can continue with the draw higher. But anyways, let's go ahead and connect the data and see where we stand. Let's go ahead and start at the monthly. So today, if I don't trade, well, not if I don't trade. Today, I'm not looking to get in right off the open. What I'm looking to do, wait, let me rephrase that. I am looking to get in if we are at the highs. If we are at the highs, I will take a my very aggressive entry, but my stop will be the all-time highs on ES if we are doing exactly what I expect us to do. Same thing here on NQ. I will be looking for some sort of high to use as my stop if we have already purged both sides of the market. As you can see here, September we closed very bullish above these highs here, but I do expect a small retracement. We do have this order block here as well as this order block here. That is a propulsion block on the monthly. Okay, on the monthly, it's a pretty big, what's the word? It's a pretty big indication that price may draw higher, just like this one here. Order block, propulsion block, sent price running. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to see. But I do think we retrace maybe a little bit into maybe 50% of this candle where I have my sell side at, and then we continue drawing higher. But let's go ahead and connect and see where we stand at now. Again, if you're looking to get short, you want to see sell side get swept and then buy side, and that's what happened yesterday. Yesterday, price swept sell side on the 4 hour. So now I want to see buy side get swept on the 4 hour. And there is no gap on the monthly. I think I logged in a little after the market opened at 6 p.m. yesterday, and there was no gap, so I'm not going to be identifying that. Yeah, we just connected, so I'm just waiting for the. This is weird. I don't know why it takes so long. There's another service that I have on my other computer that actually connects super fast. So I don't know why it takes this long. Okay. All right. So we are retracing lower now. It seems we did sweep previous day high. Exactly. That's what I wanted to see. NQ didn't. So that's SMT at these highs. So that's the first thing I want to see. Let's go into the weekly. Again, we swept this high here, but I do expect price to come and revisit these lows down here. Same thing here. We open below. We open below. Okay, let's go to the daily. We swept these highs here. Oh wait, 20. We might have an entry, but I don't want to get in just yet. Wait, that was the 4 hour. That was the 1 hour. Okay, so we have right, we have sweeps down here. NQ closed up here, but immediately rejected. I can take this out. Well, I'll keep this one in there. This one did not sweep into that high. We don't have SMT at the highs just yet. Well, not. We have SMT at the highs, which is this high and this high here. This high and this high here, but we don't have what's the word? Second stage SMT yet. Let's take a look at the hourly. Okay, so we do have a sweep down here. I don't need that anymore. We can recalibrate this to this. Okay. We can take this out because we did sweep buy side up here. Okay. All right. Again, there's no SMT at the highs. Because again, what you want to see is you want to see sell side get swept, and then you want to see buy side get swept. So maybe one more push to the highs up here. ES has relative equal lows. I mean, NQ has relative equal lows. So that's sell side. But we haven't swept buy side yet. Actually, we technically did on the 15-minute already, but darn, I wish I could be up here. I would love to get short up here and use this high as my stop. So I do hope that we sweep these highs one more time at least as the Judas swing. So that's what I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for one more draw up to these highs up here and then for me to get short. I don't want to get short up here. If I miss it and price just continues to draw lower, what I will do is I will look into the second stage of distribution down here somewhere. But it does suck that I didn't get in there. Darn. All right, whatever. Let's keep going here. We are holding below this tiny little gap here. Right here. There's no gap here, nothing here, nothing here. Previous day low is sell side to me. That's where I'll be. That's what I'll be targeting. That's my objective for today. These relative equal lows are my objective today. We have, yep, like here, we swept sell side, we swept buy side. Actually, that's the 5 minute. Damn, it sucks. Getting in here, um, it just I don't like it. I don't like it one bit because I am still aiming for this area to be my entry up here somewhere. Yep, this is a rejection block over here. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yep, this rejection block here. So I would want to get in somewhere up here. That would be freaking amazing. Uh, maybe as soon as price taps this area here, rejection block, we'd get a draw lower. But I'm not going to take that chance yet, because on the 5 minute, sell side, yep, right here. Let's go to the 5 minute, because on the 15 minute, we are about to sweep sell side down here, because we swept buy side here. So logically, we would come back down to sweep sell side here. Same thing here. We swept sell side, buy side, sell side here. So with NQ, I would like to see price fail to get above this area here. ES, I would like to see the I would like to see the sweep up here above this swing low, swing high here. Kind of get a lot of people to pull the trigger on a long, and then we get the sweep. So that's what I would like to see, and hopefully that's what we get. If we get that, then I'm going to be very aggressive. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually I'm actually going to trade with micros, because if I am correct, then 22, that's going to offer about a 70 point 70 point profit, as opposed to 7.50 points. So I'll be risking about $150 to make. Let's actually do the math. Wait, 7.50 times. All right, so 187.5. Okay, so 175 to make 1700. 180 to make 1700. So yeah, it's worth it. Um, the profit I made yesterday, it more than covers that from today. So yeah, we'll see. I think this might be a big one. So I will only start jumping in once price sweeps this high here. Kind of not necessarily because I believe this is the entry, but because that'll allow me um, to, I guess you can say, what's the word? To I know what I want to say. I just can't come up with the word. Uh, yeah, that'll give me like a something to measure how things are working. All right. So we have 5 minutes until that happens, and again, I'm not pulling that trigger. I'll just let it go if it does, which would be very unfortunate and it would hurt. But I do know that there will be multiple areas here where I could get short. Um, it might be one of the few times where I actually trade. Oh, that's right, where I actually trade the order block after a rejection. Where is it? NQ, no, MNQ. Okay, so this was my entry on yesterday's price action. Like I said, I entered right here after price rejected this breaker here, and I entered right here after I noticed that price created this inverse here. So what happened here? Price swept sell side right here and right here. Sell side. Actually, no, not that one. This one. Price swept sell side, then buy side, displaced lower, entered right here, covered into these areas here. So again, let's see what price does going into the open. I just hope it doesn't displace lower. If it does, then I'll be, I guess you could say, pretty butthurt. And Q looks like it's going to displace lower. But NQ swept sell side, ES did not. So there is technically SMT here. So that might be enticing traders into jumping into the market right now. Right. So everybody's looking, everybody's thinking, I need to get short. When in reality, I believe that we're going to draw lower after we sweep the highs. But again, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see an immediate displacement. All right, here we go. I want to see the immediate draw higher. 10 more seconds. We do have these relative equal highs here that maybe get swept first. So we'll see. Come on, just draw. Please draw higher. Let's take a paper, just in case. Well, not just in case. I just want to see if I'm right here at these lows. because I want to see buy side get swept first. And looks like we're not. Darn. Damn, this would have been a beautiful entry up here. Let's put my stop here. These trades are, this trade is based off of assumption. Never a trade I would take on an actual account. Well, not anymore. I used to do this before. But again, we have news at 9:45, and then we have news at 10. So regardless of what the news says, though, I do want to get short above. I mean, I do want to get short at the at the highs. It looks like we're getting the draw lower. And this kind of sucks. Okay, so since we're displacing lower, and it looks like we're going to continue to displace lower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch this hourly, because during the 10 o'clock macro, what I want to see is I want to see price close below this area here. I want to see displacement lower. And this would be my draw on liquidity. I want to see displacement through the 50% of the range here. Since price swept these lows here, I don't want to see a willingness to get above. So at 9:45, I want to see the 15-minute candle close very bearish. I want to see it close below here, but most importantly, I want to see it close down here. Damn, this sucks. Yeah, it sucks. The best part about this, though, is well, the good thing about this, though, is that because I've missed this move, yeah, because I missed this move, I know that down here we'll get a pretty good entry later on. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, this sucks. But that's fine. The lower it goes and the more bearish it closes, the more well, I'm already confident in my trade. Well, in my bias. But it sucks that I wasn't able to get in. I will get in later on though, because it's moves like these that I love the most. Similar to, where is it? This one right here, where we had a draw lower, But I was able to catch this move down here after I swept these lows here, closed below, and price had trouble getting above this area here. That's that's just beautiful displacement. And this to draw on liquidity. At least, yeah, at least for the time being. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do this here. I want to see price close below these areas here. Yeah, right there. Yeah, 7, 8 more minutes. Oof, that's just really nice. Wow. So I think we will get 10 o'clock macro news. Driver. Okay. All right. So starting today, well, starting tomorrow, I have to start jotting down whether I should be up for Asia and London because man, this hurts. Man, I knew this was gonna happen too. That's what frustrates me. The fact that I could have had this beautiful entry. 5 more minutes. So we do have SMT here though on the 15-minute. Actually, no. Yep, right here. Actually, no, there is no SMT up here. Alright, whatever. I'll just let it go. So whoever got long here is pretty much getting liquidated right now. Damn. That's 100 points, over 100 points. that I'm missing out on. But what are you gonna do? Because by now my mind is thinking, okay, so we get the displacement lower, and that's fine. We get the displacement lower. So what I want to see now is I want to see a 15-minute order block get put in, get drawn, or a 5-minute, and then I want to see going into the 11 o'clock macro. I want to see those order blocks fail to draw. I want to see those order blocks fail. Uh, wait, I want to see those order blocks and every push into that order block after that order block low has been swept. I want to see price fail to get above that. Once I see enough of that, I'll get short in that area, use the order block high as the stop, and then try to catch whatever is left. Because even though this is the weekly gap that I'm looking to get into, I'm actually targeting these lows down here, and ultimately this low down here, because I do expect this whole gap to get rebalanced. Same thing here on ES. Eventually, I want this low down here swept. I don't think it comes down here, but actually up until this low here, I don't think it comes down here. But I do think this previous week low, the one that the candle that drew this weekly balance here, I do think that that high gets swept, that low gets swept. We have 3 more minutes until the macro. Then the new week opening gap is right here. One thing I would like is I would not like for these lows to get swept. What I would like is I would like for what it's doing right now, in that we are relatively equal now. We get a retracement. Right, we get a retracement, and then we get the sweep of these lows here. Use this as objective 1, objective 2, and then if we get a runner, objective 3 down here below the new week opening gap. But the fact that we are closing very bearish, that's giving me pretty good indication. All right, we're about to close here in 10 seconds, see how that reaction goes. Beautiful. Come on. Let's see if we continue to draw lower. I'm going to switch to the 1 minute to see, actually let's switch to the 5 minute to see where we're stuck at. Okay, so we do have a gap here where price might want to retrace, but again, I'm not looking. I want to see a 5 or a 15-minute order block get drawn in. Otherwise, just gotta let price do its thing. Let it go. Maybe sweep this low here. And then we get a retracement back into 50% of the range, which could be up here at this inverse. I can go ahead and delete this. I can delete this as well. Keep this on. Yeah, so the 15-minute was the time frame to look at after price swept buy side, so sell side. I always get it wrong. Swept sell side, then buy side. Oof. Looks like we're going straight through. If we just go straight through it, that's going to be amazing. But if we just draw those relative equal lows, that's actually even better. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. That's just beautiful price delivery. Okay, so first objective's been met. So now, again, I don't want to see, I'm not even thinking about getting into this trade. I'm just watching. Uh, what's funny is um, it's moves like these that would, well, in the past, I would see something like this without even identifying where the liquidity is. So what I would do is I would wait for price to get into 50% here. I would jump in. I would jump in without setting a stop. I would jump in long, and then I see price speed up. As soon as I see something, as soon as I see price draw down in this area, I add some more. Then add some more down here. And then finally add one more here because I believe that this low will not get swept. And then it does. So we just drew into this right here. We do have SMT between ES and NQ at the lows right here. Price drew into the gap here. Price did not draw into the gap here. So right now I'm seeing something here. We might get a reversal, but again, I'm not looking to get into the market anymore. So right now, just waiting. Another scenario I could see happening is the reversal happens today, and then we just continue to draw higher. Because this is the long I took the other week, where I was well, not this one, here. I was able to catch this whole move up. But let's see, the macro just started. Nope, it's going to continue to draw lower. Same thing here. Yep, it's going to continue to draw lower. I want to see how this new week opening gap holds. So at this point, I don't expect to get in at all during 10 o'clock. What I do want to see again is I want to see a 5 or a 15-minute order block get drawn, and then I want to see price fail to get above that where I want to get short. But until that happens, no entry. So let me just zoom out to the 15-minute. Right here. See what happens. ES does have these relative equal lows that I drew earlier, so maybe price just continues to draw lower. Who knows? This is a beautiful 4-hour play, though. Where is... Hmm. Okay. All right, so we are getting some sort of reaction here. Like I always say, new week opening gap tends to act like a magnet. So it is completely logical that price just continues to draw lower. But what I want to see here is I want to see a rejection of these areas here. There is news at 10 o'clock, so I want to see um, this area here, um, have trouble getting above, but nothing yet. It does hurt though that I didn't get onto this. Hmm. So okay, so we got 4 hours until I mean, not 4 hours, 4 minutes. So what I want to see is, I want to see displacement higher. Not necessarily for me to, to think bullish, but what I want to see is I want to see displacement higher. I want to see 15-minute order blocks get drawn, bullish order, well, not bearish order blocks get drawn, up close candles, and then I want to get short. 2 more minutes. We have SMT at the lows. We have daily SMT, and then we have weekly SMT between this low and this low, this low and this low, and the weekly SMT low, which is where is it? It's somewhere here. So that's actually pretty cool. No, actually, we don't have SMT. We only have SMT on the daily, because I thought it was this one. So based off of this, if we continue to draw lower, I'll be bullish tomorrow, because what I saw on the daily is now confirmed. So now for tomorrow, I'll be bullish as long as price closes above above yesterday's low. Yep, right here. Yep, we didn't. We haven't. So we just have SMT at the daily. We just had um, the news. Let's go ahead and check it. All right. So I'm not going to trade, obviously, the 10 o'clock macro anymore. What I want to see is I want to see price draw up close candles on the 15th, on the 15 or 5-minute candles. And then I want to see price displace below those candles, maybe into the 11 o'clock macro. And then for the 11 o'clock macro, I want to see price try to get above it, fail to get above, show me a good setup, and then I get low again to try to tackle these lows down here and this low up down here. But again, that all has to do with weather Uh, yeah, that all has to do with whether we draw higher, with how we draw the next candles. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. So now we have this candle here, and this candle here. Right. Okay. So I'm not going to trade this one, but let's just say we do displace lower. And if we do, I'll be watching because we are still within this gap here and this gap here. So what I want to see is I want to see it close below the body of the candle. So let's see. One more minute. All right. So we have two consecutive down up close candles. So the next one again has to displace lower. All right. Let's take a look. Well, we do have some sort of SMT here. 15-minute here. There's no SMT anywhere. Maybe use this inverse here as an entry. Yeah, that could work. Right here. Price is very volatile though, so I'm not looking at take a trade here. But it is a pretty good setup. Okay, so what do I want to see going into the 11 o'clock macro? I basically want to see something that goes like this. Well, my typical setup usually goes like this. We get a draw lower, maybe like this. We get a true swing high, swing low. We get a sweep below that swing low. We get a draw back into this order block where I jump in after the high gets purged, and then we get the continuation lower. So I want to see something like that up here going into the 11 o'clock macro. We just swept sell side, but if we swept sell side, then we'd have to sweep this area here to continue with the trend lower. So that's what I'm thinking. It sucks that I wasn't able to catch this draw lower because that's exactly what I had expected price to do. And I just didn't see an entry. There was no entry. The only thing I saw was on the 15 we swept buy side and then we just drew lower. That just tells me that the market is really weak, so I shouldn't expect price to um, reverse here. Now let's say price does reverse. I'm not looking to get long anywhere around here. If we reverse, what I am expecting is I want to see clear 15-minute bullish candles, no retracement, nothing whatsoever, and then the same thing that happens here, but an inverse up here somewhere, so that I could tackle these highs up here, because as you can see, NQ does have relatively equal highs. Down here is where I expect the reversal to occur, just not today, maybe tomorrow. But aside from that, I'm pretty much done for the morning session. Well, for the 10 o'clock macro, again, sucks that I wasn't able to catch that move down, but I'm glad that I was able to understand where the liquidity was, and will be in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you tomorrow.